And I would yeah, I'll be asking a couple of questions just to bring to our mind, maybe the consciousness of what our reset really means and how important it is. Okay. I could find out that in my journey that has brought me, I've been doing a lot of reflection these days, last couple of weeks. And the only thing I can say is that I'm grateful. I'm grateful for consistency. I'm grateful for the presence of growth. I'm grateful for achievement. I am grateful for purpose. And I'm grateful for impact. Everything in my life reflects gratitude because when I look back to where I'm coming from, and I've been able to grow through the phases of the different challenges that I've gone through, the only thing I see is gratitude. Now, for a lot of people, may not be the same story. There are a lot of people that they are much more blessed than I am, but they don't realize they are blessed because why? They are in a programming that is wrong. Now, one of the things that we're going to highlight tonight, or we're going to be conscious of, is you will never know how great you are if you do not know what you have. You will never know how privileged you are if you do not know what you have. So the question first is, what do you have? Okay, what do you have? I'm going to write that down. It's very key. I'll highlight a couple of thoughts on that. It is when you know what you have, you can use it as a weapon to get what you desire. Okay, a lot of people, they are not looking for what they have. They are chasing the things they need, which is good. It's normal. It's everything you require to get all you need was already in you. Then you don't have, there's a different mindset for chasing things. I don't chase after things. If I desire anything, I look within. I first ask myself, what do I need to get this? And I find it within. If I don't see it already manifested, I'll begin to grow it and I'll take time because I know that that is what I need to get that desire. Okay. Nothing is external that is not already within you. The world is within you. I know most of you would have heard that statement, but we always like to find ourselves in an environment where we can get handoffs. Like still this trading environment. I was having a conversation with one of my co business partners, someone, and we talked a lot of things. We just shared a couple of things that were very significantly aligned, but we're not in the same environment as in pursuit. But we said a lot of things that are aligned. This environment is getting into a boom and a crash. A boom and a crash. You guys know what a boom and a crash is. Let me know in the chat. Okay. 2008, there was a boom and a crash. The next boom and crash is going to happen within the month. The same boom and crash always happening in the money environment. There's been a real estate boom and crash. There's been a currency banking boom and crash. Okay. Now there's going to be, well, we're not yet into the AI boom and crash because it has not started, but the cryptocurrency, money environment, trading environment, it's going to experience a boom and a crash. A lot of things are going to happen. A lot of truth that has been ignored is going to showcase. I'm not here to scare anybody, but I think I'm put in this environment to prepare people. At least God has put me here for just one reason, to prepare you with the truth for what's coming. Not that what's coming is going to elude you. But if you're not aware, it's gonna be a bigger problem. It's gonna be a bigger problem for not being aware. Because if you think you have a problem now, you don't. All right. Because why? God is already preparing you with solutions. And guess what? In the twinkling of an eye, more billionaires are going to be made, more trillionaires are going to be made, more successful people that the industry has never known will be made from the crash. Okay, but who are going to be those people? Those who are preparing today. So, what do you have? Or what do you want to have? That's a question that you want to ask yourself today. And the better way to answer that question, you may not know because that question it doesn't make sense to you. Like the question, what are you supposed to have for what's to come? It's not just about having a desire to be a better person or to have a lot of money to solve problems. No, it's life. Life is bigger than that. Okay. One of the things I can say today is I have my work. I'd like to make it very fast. What you have is your work. So you want to write that down. What you have is your work. Okay. And I'm going to classify that. I want to ask a question. What do you do for a living? That's a question to everybody. I need an answer in the chat. What do you do for a living? Somehow this question will reset you, or it will get you confused, or you think you have something to say. So let's hear it. And you get this question right in life, you've gotten right, and everything you get right. What do you do for a living? It's a very silent and patient question. It's a very intelligent question. It's a very confusing question. But there's a deep meaning to what the question really is. Okay, and if I'm not getting reply faster, you guys are thinking, which is okay. And I would need it. I'll need you guys to. You guys are going to give me a go ahead to, because this question in itself is, if I begin to go detail, we may take a whole lot of time. So maybe after the session, we'll do a review on this question, and you see how meaningful it is to have the right answer. Because your life is your work. Okay, what do you have? It's your work. Well, your work is what connects you to the provisions of life itself, your work. So what you have is a connecting factor to what there is that is being given to you. So it's like I'm trying to put it in the best way. Whenever God wants to do something, he asks you what you have because he's giving you something or he's prepared you to have something. So what you have is your work. So this is something that will make room for you. What you have the ability to do diligently. Okay. What you have that has value to others. And one of the things I'm going to do on this call, because it is big, I'll just highlight it on something we can understand very quickly. Okay. All right. So according to the cash flow quadrant, we earn money in 4 different ways. I hope you guys know about the cash flow quadrant. So I'm going to say something probably, I don't know if you guys have heard it before. I took that time, I was meditating a lot 2 days ago. I wanted to have a live 2 days ago, but I realized I was going to have a event. So I just said, okay, let me breed it to this evening. What do you do for a living? It's going to determine the answer to what you do for a living. It's going to determine how much resources you have access to. God put everything in life. Your life pays you. Okay, not your life. Life pays you based on what you give to life. Now, this is it. This is what a lot of people have done. When you work a job, who are you working for? So I need us to have a little conversation. There's wisdom in conversation. When you're working a job, who are you working for? To your understanding. You're working for an employer, a boss, or a group of boss. So if the job is big, you're working for a group of company that is a group of people boss, right? That's the first hierarchy of work. Are you guys following? Watch. So the first is employer. And you're limited by the people who pay you. Am I correct? There is something about wealth people don't understand. It works in every area, but we don't just seem to understand it. Are we following through one? You're limited. If you work for a boss, you're limited by the boss. Your payment, your income, your money you earn is limited by the boss, right? It means you're giving the value of your time and your resources and your work to that boss. And the boss can only pay you based on the value they receive. Am I correct? So they are the ones who pay you. Right. So now that you know that, when you have an expertise based and you incubate that expertise based as our business. So let's say you are a professional, you're a lawyer, okay, and you have a hospital. Who do you work for? So you guys are thinking. You work for people. What's the group of people you work for? What's the measurement of the group of people you work for? Someone said either a government or for president. What's the measurement of the patient you work for? Those who can access your service. Am I correct? So you're limited by people who can access your service. It is not life that restricts access. It is your structure. You're limited by the structure you placed on yourself. Are we following? So if you have a shop on a certain place, you're limited. Your expertise, your work is limited based on the people that can access you. Am I correct? So it is not the problem of value. It is the problem of structure. Are we following? So you're not limited by the value you have. You're limited by the structure you placed on that value. Hence, why we have self-employed. It's a good place, okay? But you're limited by the value. But the structure in self-employment is why you determine your structure, your business, your service is determined by how many people it can reach. Am I making sense? So before I move to the other part, you're going to find out that so it's actually your work. So as self-employed, you have a work, you have a skill, probably learn a skill, okay? But the purpose of that skill was not embroidering because you're serving. Your wealth in this world is in people. The amount of people would determine your, that's why they say your network is your net worth. If you serve a boss, you're limited by the people that have access to the boss or his service. So you are limited by that structure. If you serve yourself as a skill or your business owner, you're selling something on a product, you're limited to the access people can access your work. So that hence, that's why we have the employees and the self-employed environment as a limited resources for wealth, because wealth is in people, is in life. And people is a container of life. So when you serve a boss, you're serving a container. But when you serve life, okay, it goes beyond people. When you serve a purpose, it goes beyond people. So today, I'm just going to give a reflection all right, of why the internet business is so big today that is helping the rich. The person who created it is a multi-billionaire, trillionaire. Okay, the person who created Instagram, Facebook, because why? They did not serve people. They served a need of life. And people bought it because why? When you serve life, people come. It's like a magnet. When you serve purpose, when you serve desire, when you serve life, people come. You're not restricted by structure. That's why you see that the freelancing business today is an exotic and luxury business. Because why? But it's a fake business because a lot of people are scared to be freelancers. All right. But whether you're a freelancer, but you must understand a principle, a value, a law. There's a law to your walk of life. What do you do for a living? I serve life. My purpose and goal is to serve humanity because why? I realize that the people environment is the wealth environment. Why do you see business owners today? They're making a whole lot of money. The big business owners, they're making a whole lot of money. Now, we just classify them as a cash flow quadrant. You want to really find out what they do. They create structures that save life. So they need people who would work to save life. They are running the real principle of wealth. They just need hands. And because the more people you have developing a service to humanity, okay, the more money you're going to make. The more people you have developing a service to humanity, the more money. When we say humanity is life, what are you doing today that is serving life? That someone not in your environment, when they find that, they will find you. You see why a lot of people in the trading environment, they are not successful. Because one of the things the trading environment does is it gives you a distraction from life. Many people who come to trade, eventually, maybe when they start making money, they stop living life and they start earning money. But the few that earns money that did not change from serving life, these are the people who really retain success. But the majority that just earn money, they lose it. Because why? Money circulates in the value of life. That's why your why of trading is really very important. What is your walk of life? What do you need trading for? You know, sometimes people come into this environment and get distracted. Why people come into this environment and amplify their attraction? You know, so it's not the trading that will make you successful. It's your value of life. It's your work of life. What are you doing today that goes beyond the self-employed environment, that goes beyond the employee environment? I say, okay, I have a service that affects people. So what am I doing in life today that is helped me become very stable and successful? It's not my ability to trade. I'm in the people development business. Is that a credible business? Is that a life business? A lot of people in this world, they don't know their direction. You come to an environment, it means there is a need for direction. Okay, in the vast amount of the confusion in the world today, there's a need for balance and direction. I am in that business. I'm in a needed environment. So people come through me and you cannot stay in my environment. I don't know where you're going. So I help people focus on direction and purpose. It goes beyond trading. That way I have value to life. And this is one thing that so I'm not the one who promotes myself because I understand that I add value. I know the value that I'm adding to life. God is increasing me as a light that shines because the more the value you give, it's he that is faithful in small, he amplifies. He knows those that are adding value to life. I am not confused. Since I came to this environment, I was never confused. A lot of people, when they come into this environment, they get confused. They get confused. They get distracted. You're saying something very, 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 very powerful. You see that the coaching business today has gone very big because why? People need direction. People need, in fact, it's it's an untapped business. People need direction because we live in the air now. We live in a cloud. The online business has distracted people from roots. What are you doing that is adding value to people every day that you can count? When you wake up in the morning, when you sleep, you've added value to someone, not just your boss, not just your business or life. It is when you find yourself, because that is what God amplifies and brings you. That's what brings you to the place of wealth. What you do is what you do for a living. So the question is, what do you do for a living? It's not for you. It's what do you do for life? Okay? Not what you do for a job. It's not what you do as a business. So you see this conversation I'm having with you right now. Is it for you or is for life? I need an answer in the chat. It's for you and life. Okay, because you have a life and you need what I'm saying. You see the beautiful thing that make you know I'm doing this for a living? Did you pay me for this? Hmm? What can you do in your life that is not restricted by money? I do this. I learn, find path, discover path, just to help people grow. This conversation is wealth to us, but it was not inspired by how much you pay me. That is working. That is living for your work. I'm doing it effortlessly, not reliant on money. That is wealth. And this is in turn transformed to the universe as a weapon to bring me. That it increases my value, thereby my value is increased, money comes. When you tap into the resource of the universe, you have an unlimited supply of wealth. But a lot of people, they measure businesses by how much people can pay. They measure trading by how much people can pay. They measure currency by how much you have. No. Currency is measured by how much you're willing to give, how much you have to give. Am I making sense? So it is when you are translated, this will cut from distract. A lot of us were distracted, we're so locked up by the things we're chasing, we're not living life. We're not living for our work. We're working for a living. I had a session yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was a relationship session. You guys loved it, right? Many of you know I have that skill. How many of you loved it? And there's more coming. Did you pay for it? Conversations that I've had after that? A lot of people, they don't even know what I know. They started a business from it. Am I correct? They've opened a business from it and they shut the doors of value. If God gives you a gift, one thing is to find a gift. One thing is to give the gift. Because why? We are vessels and conduits. Okay. But one of the things we do, because we're chasing after money, we lock the gift. We lock it and we put price. We monetize the gift, which is a good thing. But you did not grow the gift for it to monetize itself. Before I became a trader for IAM, I allowed my gift of giving to spread. But a lot of people, they did not even get to the position. I'm sharing something very significant that we do, that we're going to do, we're unaware. A lot of people do it, all right? They don't understand that living for your work is far more important than working for your living, all right? And there are certain things we do that we impose work for a living, but we are not even aware. I trained some people that within, before I became an educator, they started educating. They had a firm, they broke out from the company, and they are building their community. Can I tell you one truth? They've not grown. Some of them have stopped, but the few that are still running business, they've not grown more than they were. At least maybe if there is growth, there's a little growth. But me that did not do it, look at me. I've not even started growth. I'm learning. I'm still in my period of learning growth, because what I see, what God is making out of me right now, even the people that are following, they don't understand. Because why? They don't understand the need to come. And God is already preparing me for the need to come. Because why? I was faithful in identifying serving life and really giving the serving to life, not monetizing it. I don't know if I'm making sense here. Am I making sense? I know this. There comes some simple, soft questions within this. Okay, at what point? There are time for everything, And I'm saying this not for those who are still struggling to find what you want to work for. Now. It's bigger than that. I knew that if I serve a lot of people, if God give me 10 people to serve, it's a blessing. I will serve them faithfully. Money does not come in between. That is why, so let me give you guys an example. When I was building the business and I am, and I was educating, I call myself a student educator. I was just helping other students get to learn the few things that I've learned. And they were making a lot of money. I had students who took me out. And whilst they were celebrating, I sat on the corner and I shed tears. It was painful because why? While they were celebrating the money they were making, I was broke like a joke. I didn't even have a trading account. Are you guys following? I got home. I wasn't paid for it, but they're making money. I had several testimonies of people that were making money. Because of what I was going through, it would have been easy for me to say, you know what, people are getting value, and they're getting the value from me. I could just monetize it. Am I correct? Is it okay to say that? Would it have been good or logical to say that, to do that? So dollars, and a lot of people are going to pay. Am I correct? Because I have proof of value. Am I correct? Am I correct? And I would have solved my problem. Huh? You guys are not talking. Are you guys shy? I would have solved my problem, all right? I say problem. I love that. Problem solved. Period. But I would have solved the problem and stayed in that level. Because if I've done that, I wouldn't have met Aisha. I wouldn't have met Wills and 90% of you on this call. Am I correct? The scriptures say, for the light affliction is but for a moment, working for you a far more exceeding weight of glory. God had to make me go through this thing, but He tested my faithfulness of serving life, not serving just our people. So I could have been comfortable to serve just people and get income from it. No, but I was just serving life. The focus was on the vision. The focus was on the purpose of why I came. So it was not who is getting the purpose. It was for the purpose itself. The purpose is broad. So I kept on serving the purpose, the vision. And guess what? I got elevated. Anything I do today It's not money first, but there was a time, there was the consciousness of money. Today, I'm aware that I've tapped into the wealth of the world. You see, when they say the wealth of the hidden places of this world will be brought, I've known the wealth of the hidden, their secret wealth. I now know how to tap because why? I've grown, I've been elevated, I've been knowledgeable enough, and I've been patient. And I understand that getting true wealth is about giving and faithfully giving value to life. Am I making sense? Is it making a bit of sense? So sometimes we're the one that restrict the blessings. So one thing is to know, okay, that's why I always say something. There's no problem of money. It's just the lack of the knowledge of wealth that causes the problem of money. When you have a money problem, you can never pursue and complete a vision. When there is a money problem, it's not the presence of lack that is a money problem. In fact, I'll bless you this word. You are ready. You are fully ready when you could notice lack. When there is lack around you, when there is problem around you, when there is darkness around you, it means you're ready. It means God can be grooming you, but until you begin to see the problem you're being groomed for, you are experiencing it. That is when you're ready. I'll tell you why. And funny enough, I shared this with a couple of people today, not less than 3. Okay, and I'm sharing you this. Every problem that has been experienced in the world has provided. Okay, I heard something today I'll share. Oh, goodness, God. You know, one of our pastors said something today. I knew it, but it played well. They played a video clip. COVID. Before COVID, we have a program called the Healing School. I know many of you know about the program, right? It was shut down before COVID. And the highest that the Healing School can go for is to accommodate max 3,000 people. To have access, register, and participate, people have to come from different places. 3,000. Do you know during COVID, the first program that was held in the month of March 2020, 3 billion people. What do you think? I'm just trying to give you guys indicators. Max 3,000 in a participation, not online and physical. 3,000, maybe 3 to 5,000. 3 to 5,000. COVID, there was a problem, and it's one of the ministry it had a major setback, a major problem. But the problem did not stop the program. Within the time frame of when the problem, there was an opening. But it takes a man to see the opening. A lot of people could have complained. But the next program that was held, that was the next word, was 3 billion. Can you explain that, my family? What is there an explanation for that? And if you think there's an explanation, what is the explanation? Because there is an explanation. I'll give us several indicators before we round up. So that if you guys begin to see problems, no. Yes, God did, but there's an explanation. Okay, because of time. Without COVID, the plan of God to reach more people within a short period of time, because if God wants to do something, Okay, there has to be a catalyst, and that catalyst to you is a problem. When the industry, the banking industry shut down, the crypto environment was born. Do you know that the crypto environment has made more millionaires, liberated more lives? You can count off over the last 100 years within a span of 10 years. But it had to take an economy to crash, to collapse before the birth of a new one. Do you know that for your sake and for your blessing, an economy can collapse because your blessing will rise more men? It's been like that from age. Problems are indicators and readiness for new levels. Okay, solutions are birthed from problem. Every solution you have in every innovation in the world today were people who sat down and saw problem and thought solution. So it means what produced the solution was the problem. If you are living in an environment and you feel you are okay, that is your problem. You're feeling okay, you're not hungry. When God brings misery and problems to you, it's an indicator you should go to the other room and think. But it prepares you for your problems. But a lot of people, what they do is like every day you wake up is a preparation for the things to come. I am sitting here today and the things that I'm thinking of, I go back in time and say, what? Who gave you this opportunity? How did you get here? How? But because why? I've always been open for problems and I see problems as solutions. I'm welcome to the opportunity of growth and giving service to life. So money comes in between. Every problem at every level. When I was in the IAM Academy, when you guys were thinking this was one of our best educators, I was still broke. Well, broke has level. At the level of being an educator, I was broke to your standard. Your expectation of me, I didn't meet it. Many of you thought I had lots of money. I was broke. Okay. As an educator, my highest pay was 4,000 a month. That I make sometimes in some hours and days now. What's the difference? You're laughing. And it was, I remember, for me to accept, well, I would have done it without money. So, but I felt excited when I received my first $1,500 check from IAM as an educator. I'd say that was the first job, or that was the first incentive that I received that high, $1,500. And you guys are there thinking, huge, successful educator. Am I correct? Celebrating on fire. Forex educator on fire. Big company. I wasn't seeing the big company, I was seeing on fire. So, and guess what? See, everything that happens to you, God is protecting you. It was at the tail end, I knew there was manipulation, but I didn't even care about the manipulation. For me. So, which means if I was already big, I would have been misled because I wouldn't have accepted part of the things that was done if I was already earning too much. Am I correct? Are you guys getting what I'm saying? God had to bring me from a life where I would appreciate that kind of money, okay, and not be distracted. So I would appreciate it because if I had been earning thousands of dollars, crazy amount of money from trading, I probably wouldn't have taken the opportunity if I was told it was $1,500. Am I correct? You guys talk to me. Mr. Wilson, you're finding it difficult to accept that it's 1,500. You're finding it difficult. Don't fight yourself. Okay. I'm the coach. I'm talking to you. Don't worry. Okay. No, no, no. I didn't leave because of money. Money was not. Okay. If you've been following me, you understand. I never left because of money. Even when I found out that there was monopoly, there was some activity, I can't mention the word, it didn't get to me. I did not even call for an increase. They came to me for an increase. And when they increased, I said, fine. Even after when they increased to 4,000, and I found out that there are some in the people in the company that were not even doing what I was doing. They were earning way more than. And I was being told that my threshold was the highest. It could hurt somebody. It hurts me, but I didn't stop because of that. I knew. It's after everything I had now. I'm talking to you right now. If I was more privileged before I came, I would have chosen and ignored why God brought me. So God did something. Because at some point in time, I had everything to earn a lot of money, but I wasn't just earning a lot of money. Because if I did have earned a lot of money, I wouldn't have taken this inform. I wouldn't have even taken the opportunity in the first place. And even if I tried, maybe okay, vision was struggling. At the moment I realized manipulation, I would have. I'm someone who no, I would have. But guess what? God made me marry the vision so strongly above money that even while there was all of these things, I appreciated and I was privileged. For me, it was a privilege to be in an opportunity to serve people like you. It's not the money. The fact that I have something that I'm giving that the world needs, and I'm in a place where more people can get it, was a blessing to me more than the money it offered. Because God was preparing me for something bigger than that phase. But I didn't know, but I just kept doing the thing for life. I come in, I bring all of the value. I bring in value I'm not paid for. Are you guys getting it now? What do you do in life that you're not paid for, but you do the best because you love it? I innovate. I do sessions. I'll come after live. I'll come on YouTube. I'll do set. I was back. People practically told me my life is on the internet because why? I found people to serve. That was a live. That was what I was living for. Today, it has translated to a lot of money that I did not even chase. I could practically sit and I'll think how I can generate money, but it doesn't even bother me because now I can say the consciousness of money that a lot of people run after, that is the less value in life. Okay, I don't have it. That is when you know you're wealthy. And it is open to everybody because everybody was given the seed of wealth. But we can only recognize that wealth when you can understand what do you do for a living today. So check yourself, you there? So if you say you're a doctor, if you're not paid as a doctor, how does it save life? That's the next question. If you're a lawyer, if you're not paid for your lawyer, how do you save life? What do you do that saves life that you're not paid for? That is what you do for a living. Does that make sense? This is something you think. Because that's how you're going to identify what gave to you, what God gave to you, that you were a vessel to serve to others. You don't have to be paid for it, but there's so much money in it. Something that drives your passion. So today I have a lot of them. A lot. If I now decide to monetize, I told several years I've been telling you some certain things. I'm a good marketer. God taught me how to market product. But do you know that I've reduced my marketing to begin to learn more growth? Because why? I realized, just like I told you, this year is the year of compounding because I found out some certain things. We are tapping and taking profit in things we ought to be sowing. Because why? We do not understand the value of time. So the year of compounding for me, is, for a lot of people, you need to understand what compounding is, the wisdom of compounding. A lot of people just want to make profit in trading. But this environment, there's a timing for everything. You are going to be successful in the next 6 months to make withdrawals. But the question is how many withdrawals you're going to make. What's the size of your withdrawal? It's going to be determined what you plan to sow. So there's a time of sowing before the time of reaping. Don't allow reaping show up. Plan it. So I found out that I could grow myself, grow my skill. Let me not just say, I'll get this, I'll say, I'll get it. I said, no. Let me grow things I can compound. If I decide to monetize, okay, can I do a podcast? Will I make money from podcasts? Will I make money from books? Will I make money from writing? I'm just getting into coaching. This year is the first year I'm going to get into coaching officially. Is there money in coaching? Do I have what it takes to coach? Okay. Can I sell courses? Are you guys I'm just trying to let you, well, a lot of people are choosing and they are monetizing one thing. I'm taking advantage of the different things I can groom and become, and I can monetize tomorrow. I don't even have to want to monetize them. Like me becoming a coach, it's something that I'm doing it because there's a need for it, not because I want to monetize it. It's now a need. It's not ripe. Okay, let me use that. It is groomed itself. Now it's going out. That is what I call compounding value. When you give value, you grow value, you multiply value. You're going to find out that tomorrow, the things you didn't even plan, they were coming to say why? Because kings are coming to the brightness of your rising. When you give value, your wealth comes by kings coming to you. So you don't have to sell yourself short. The wealth is brought by kings. That's a wisdom for another day. But did you guys get something tonight about? So the topic for today is reset. To set. Are they connected? What I did today, is it connected to resetting you? And it sets you in motion. Like, wow, I think I have to sit. This is my life. I have to sit and I figure out what I do have. How many of you are feeling like that, right? Or it gives you that, at least that, I think I need to reassess what I'm doing. Or how I'm doing what I'm doing. Or how am I going to go about what I am doing? How is it going to bring value to people effortlessly without me being in shambles? Because at the end of the day, what really matters in life is not how much you're going to get from life. It's how much you give to life. So you can make all the money you want to make right now in life, or set yourself for all the money you want to make. At the end of the day, the things that are really valuable to man are not the things that are inspired by money. Is that truth? You guys agree with me? Hmm? So don't put money ahead. Okay? And the reason I'm doing this is if you don't need it, you will not hear this message. If you're on this call, if you're among the 28 people on this call, God will not put something in front of you he has not prepared to be valuable to you tomorrow. Because that is why he has brought me to be like a voice of the future you are about to experience. So if you need this for your future and you don't want it now, it's because you will need it tomorrow. So I brought it. The question is, what are you going to do with it? It's like a pointer, it's like a reset. You may have been running a direction and you don't know the direction, but this just brings you. What am I doing for a living today? That's a big question you have to ask yourself. You may have been doing it for 40 years, but have you realized it may be true that you've been doing something for 40 years, but you're not doing it for a living. You are just what? Working for a living. And it's a sad thing, as much as I'm smiling and making it fun, but it's something that can make someone cry when you finally realize that it can make you cry. Just imagine you've been doing something. Why didn't someone tell me 30 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago? But the good thing is that if you're young here right now, God bless you. Right? Find that thing. And that is why the knowledge on, I know Madam Konyisola, you ask, because I know if I do not ask that question, you will call me. I'll begin to charge you now, Madam Konyisola, because it's part of the thing that I'm growing into. You will call me and ask, okay, how did you know this is the purpose? Because at the end of the day, this message is to walk it if you don't know the direction. Okay, so it still brings us back. I was able to identify my purpose before I got to 2018. Everything led me to the message that I heard that got me started, and I knew what I needed to do. If I did not know what I needed to do, I would just be like every other person finding an opportunity where to get the money. I would just be like every other person, like every other person is like every other person today. Why someone say participant has requested caption and trans? Is there anybody here that does not understand English? I'm suspecting people are in an environment, don't come and hack my system. Okay. Are you guys getting what I'm saying? I wouldn't have known what to do if I wasn't prepared to come and I knew what I needed. Just like in 2015, when life beats me down and God told me I need 3 months, I wouldn't have been able to know I needed to obey if life did not beat me. Blue black that I was broken. Okay. Apparently, God may have been calling me, giving me that voice, but I wasn't hearing because I was distracted, pursuing things. But when the distraction became a finality, I was now humble enough to listen. So life sometimes will push you. But the question is, you can actually stand from where you are and ask a question, and life answers that question. What do I need to do in life? And that question is, what your work is your life. So what do you do for a living is a pointer. What is that thing that you have today or you can do today, or you can think of today that can add value to people without a measure of value coming to you? That is when it starts. Okay, that is when it's something you can sow into and you keep sowing into even if you're not getting anything from it. That is when it starts. Do you know why I find value? One of the things I'm doing right now and one of the projects of Pure Heart Nation. Right now, I'm giving people an opportunity to give value. Am I correct? When I bring you up to teach, you know what I'm doing to you? If I give you an opportunity to teach my student, you know what I'm doing to you? I'm setting you up for value because, yeah, you're not going to do it because I'm paying you. Am I correct? So I'm training people for service. I'm grooming you to know how to do something that adds value to people because I gave you an opportunity to know it. Now I'm telling you, come be a partner. Let's share with us because that's what I did. And one of the things you're going to find, just doing that effectively will open doors for you to do more, elevate. You're going to 1 year, 2 years from now, you're what? This thing I was doing, I didn't know it was going to get me this. I've identified, just like I created accountability, and now I'm creating sessions to groom people. I want to see people who talk. I want to see people who have something they have to offer. And what I'm doing is I'm putting life to grooming these people. And that is one of my decisions. That's one of the directives of Pure Heart Nation right now. We'll give people an opportunity to serve, know how to serve and serve. Okay, there are billions of people in the world. I don't have to restrict my knowledge to me. I just want to pass it out so that other people can say, but I have to give people an enabling environment to do so. It's not just an educational facility, it's beyond that. Okay. Any questions so far? I'm always liking to be timely these days. Did I reset us today? Was it a message for reset? Does it cause for, let me go back to the drawing board and really think. Because if you think this, if this could get you thinking, the way you are chasing after money is going to reduce and you're going to really find time. Okay. And really ask yourself, what am I really running this money for? Am I even on the mind frame? What am I doing? I'm running for after money, but I'm not doing anything for a living. Does that really make sense? Okay. So one of the conversations that I had with my friend is because it is based on, I think God has blessed us with a voice, but we're not really telling people what they need to hear or they want to hear. So we'll have an industry now that was built or is being built on people's wants, not need. So one of the greatest value that a man can create right now, even in this time of lies and manipulation is to give real truth. Be a person of truth and share it, because why? In the times where there's going to be the crash, everything will come back to the truth. So give value of truth today. Irrespective of whether you are liked, you have popularity, just keep giving truth. You're going to be the billionaire tomorrow, trillionaire tomorrow, because everything that is a lie would fall down. See this whole trading industry, coaching, people doing courses, many things will crash. But there are some people who will go. Some of you will leave me. Maybe not you guys on this call right now. In the pursuit, if I cannot get you to pursue the right thing, guess what's going to happen? You're going to leave me. And you pursue the things you're following. And guess what? You get to a bus stop. And you would realize, you come back to say, if I just held on and I really listened, because you would see by then that the people who stayed on and they pursued the value, they're far different from the one you were chasing. This is like a prophecy. It's like a deja vu, at the same time a prophecy. That is what God has shown me. So that is why I go intentional to say, you know what? I think I've been mixed. There was mixed value from 2022. There was mixed value. That's why they had the right option, but there was still mixed value. Right now, I'm going deep. I'm very intentional. No, I'm trying to cut off everything we don't need, and somehow you're not going to know you don't need it. Okay, but I'm not preparing people for today or what they want. I'm preparing people for eventuality, not just what they need, but what is going to make them who they should be. So if you come into my environment, it's not just to get rich. If all getting rich is all I offered you, then I'm so poor. I'm so unaware. Which means if you're trying to get rich, I'm going to begin to discourage you. All right, because getting rich is the poorest thing that can happen in my environment. Getting rich is going to be the poorest thing you'd experience in my environment. How many of you like that? How many of you like that? It means someone who's rich in my environment will be the poorest person. Okay. Any questions so far? That is how deep and how grown I've gone. So you guys will hear truth. You hear my guidance will be different. My level of intentionality, my level of classes will be different. My products will go different. Everything will begin to tell you what you need to do, what you need to focus on. That is not just about money. Okay. And you guys already find out that many people don't like that product. Am I correct? Many people don't like the product that does not speak money, 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 money. But I have the product, okay, that you don't have to think about money. Money will be the one thinking about you. So I want to appreciate everyone for paying attention, making that time for this unique question. I have time to actually ask questions. So let's take the next maybe 12 minutes. There should be some questions. Am I correct? I have some questions. So if I have those questions, if I was listening to me, I have some questions. So I could give you room to ask questions. That's why I'm so intentional about a session. I'm still working the narratives about our first coaching session about purpose. Madam Queen, can you ask that question again? Because I know you have that question. Unless I've answered the question. Okay, you can raise your hand if you want to ask in person. You want to ask in person. I've answered it. I have lots of questions. Okay, thanks on. You are saying the truth. Thinking about money brings greediness, which makes you impatient in trading, resulting to losing a lot of money. I know if I delved into that, it will be more interesting, but that was not the purpose. Okay. Sometimes when I mention trading, I mention it as a signal. You see, trading, what people don't know about trading is the act of trading is actually the act of living. What you do in trading is a reflection of your attitudes in the table. So the candles reflect your character. You don't know you. It's an indicator. Trading is almost an indication to know yourself. So, and if you think you knew yourself and you're not doing well in trading, you didn't know you are indisciplined. You didn't know you don't listen. You didn't know you don't know how to follow instructions. Because the instructions are there to follow. But somehow you don't just follow them. You've actually been leading yourself. So when you come to trading, you will lead yourself. Okay? So sometimes trading tells you submit. I want to say something for the fun of it. As a submissive wife, you find yourself in trading. Okay? And that's conflicting in a way. If you're a submissive wife, you'll be very, very good in trading. I promise you. You want to ask me how? I know you guys want to ask me how. Women, you guys want to ask me how. I hope we get to that in trading. If you, what is there in really coaching or training in trading? It's your act and the obedience of following instructions. True or true? Is there anything, if I'm coaching you today, I'm telling you what to do, you have the proof of the result of what I'm telling you to do. We're doing it together. But somehow you go on your own, you don't do it. You don't find yourself doing it. What do you think is that problem? So the market, I've always said something that the market is a relationship. It's a reflection of a relationship you have. The market is a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. And every relationship is like a mirror of you. So what you see in every relationship is a reflection of yourself. Do you know why the world is in shambles in relationship and homes today? People are accusing people for the responsibility of the actions of life. If we have a world of people who can just take responsibility for what is happening, we would have a better world. So your results in trading, don't question the outcome. You would learn better when you take responsibility for the outcome, because the outcome is a true reflection of your ignorance, your disappointment, your disagreement, your disobedience, your flaws. The market did not cost them, neither the coach. You did. Now you say, I did it right. Did you learn it right? If you learned it right, then you got a different outcome. You are to be, rather than being grieved, you are to be excited that you found one way to learn something. Because this is what I say. Everything boils down to risk management in trading, risk application. The learning you are having will be reflected by your risk application, but there is something within before the risk application. Before you applied your risk, did you have data confirmed of what to apply and how to apply the risk? Because this is how it works. If you have $100,000 and you want to trade, okay, before you buy or before you sell, there is a confidence of what will happen if you would lose or win. There's a confidence. If I take 10 trades, my goal is to win 6 and I'll be profitable. Why do you lose 3 and you're angry? Am I talking to someone? Why do you lose 3 and you're grieved? You're indisposed. You're unhappy. Because why? There was no proof of confidence that if you won 6, you were going to be and the whole reason of winning 6 was not because there are times you will not win 6, but if you lose 6, there was supposed to be a portion of money you were supposed to lose. There is only 10. You will go to 100. It means out of every 100, if you win 60, you are going to be a success. Why have you traded only 30 and you stopped and you're angry and you're questioning yourself? Because why? You never followed the proof of documentation and you applied risk on ignorance. You applied risk as a gambler. Or you applied risk on faith, which is stupidity. Now you get to question if you're making the right decision by your results, which is how you always react to life when things are not happening good and you are the one who caused them. Am I talking to someone? Am I speaking the truth? You're the one who caused everything that's happening around, because simple basics says, and we say it, we reiterate it. In fact, I'm a coach that does the same thing over and over and over and over again, which means you follow that blueprint and you are able to obey the blueprint and just come back to say, Kenry, I have done 100 trades and I've seen that I won 70. Now, the next phase for me is I'm going to practice the risk of trading this same blueprint in a live account, just to get the result of a live account, not to be successful. How many of you really? I've not seen. I'll tell you, I'm here for long and I will still be here till a long time. Okay? Many of you are gambling. That's why I said I want to stop some certain things. Okay? Deliberately, for some reason, because why? We cannot be grooming people the way they are. If you master documentation, you traded, if you learn price action and you say, this is how I want to take this trade, I will take a 10, I will start with 10, I'll see the result of 10, do 20, do same pattern, same way of trading it on demo trading. And you do it, and 100, you got 70%. You know what next thing you're supposed to do? That's proof of documentation. The next thing you practice, proof of risk. Proof of documentation and proof of risk. Proof of trading and proof of risk management is 2 different things. Aha, do you guys know? The moment you get proof of trading, the next thing you want to go fund an account, let me do it. And your account will tell you that, what are you doing? You never practice proof of account, proof of risk management. Now you have the blueprint of what to risk on. Did you practice the risk? Now you can get a live account. So start with a small, because all you want to get is document, align what you documented on, and manage your emotions with. Because another thing you're trading is you. Now, the moment you add risk, which is money, that is when you come in. Forget anybody can do proof of trading. Anybody, small child, a robot, anybody can do proof of trading. But to do proof of risk management, it will take time. Because why? You have to change you and become a different person. That's when you really find out that you are an impatient person. That's why do many of you tell your trading, go to hell? Your decision will be different. You will not do that same thing you did on your proof of documentation when the money is involved. True or true? When the money is involved, that thing you practice, you may practice it 5 years, but when money is involved, you will forget that thing. Because why? That is your true nature. That's your true self. You never documented it. You never trained it. And you just accept, you just think it's just going to be just sure because you've practiced trading, you've learned the technical. No. In fact, technical is just less than 20%. That proof of risk management is what reflects you. You're impatient, your money management, your money knowledge, your money. Some of you don't know how to plan budget. Do you know trading is budgeting? So this is the Should I continue? I should close the session. All right. Okay. Some of you just load all of your options because you see the potential. You just want to get it. You load all of your options. What you were supposed to use to feed in a week because you saw what you would get, you use it one day, one trade. That's budgeting. Some of you, trading will show you irresponsibility. Using the risk of a whole month for one trade means you don't have children. Because if you care that you're going to lose and you have children, you would think of the option of not using all of them because your children will go hungry. So it shows irresponsibility to use all of your risk in one day. So you find out that trading is, as much as I'm laughing and playing, just a few people will tell you that trading reflects who you are that you don't like. So when you see your results, stop nagging, stop crying, humble yourself to learn, take time, learn. Because why? If you become a good trader, you become good in life. If you can learn how to trade, you find out I'm a patient person. I learned it from trading. Well, I've always been a patient person, but the degree of patience that I have right now, trading lowered me. I'm not the person, I could tell you, part of the things that I was able to manage the challenge is knowing about money because why I've lost money and I see why I've lost money and I made a decision to learn and be humble to money. 9 months plus, I wasn't trading. What do you think I was learning? So there's no amount of indiscipline that can get me. I put it on the table. He said, trading, yeah. Trading, if you're loyal to trading, unless you decide to quit, but if you want to really trade and be successful, trading will humble you, will break your wings, will humble you. So that's why you see, go listen to every successful trader. They are humble people. And if you see any successful trader today, or you see a person to be a success in trading that is not humble, watch them. Just a matter of time. Just watch them. Matter of time. Trading brings humility in every being because why? For you to make money from trading, you have to have humility. So if you don't have humility, your first rough years is to learn humility simply by following instructions, simply by letting go of your profitability and just learn the values of patience. Okay, simply by documenting your trades, okay, and trading your documentation. The act of trading your documentation is the hardest part of trading because that's where the risk is involved. That is the part you can never learn yourself. You have to be humble to a mentor, follow instructions, and become the person you're following to learn the thing they have, that master the act they had. See this part, that's why I said the word. Okay. If you are not humble person. So, hey women, hey men, when you're trading today, I'll tell you this. Should I say it? I'm always a funny guy. Okay. The problems you will have tomorrow in your home, find that today in trading. Solve it in trading, you never have it tomorrow. All right. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? That's some words of wisdom. Okay. There are certain things that I know as a man today, as a father, as a husband. I did not know where I learned them from. But one of the things I can say, since the years I came into trading and I made the decision to sell through trading, I have become a better man. Like an outstanding man. Because why? You see those candles and the result of those candles, they speak more than the chart. Okay. I know how to trade and measure my distraction. You see, I have kids today. I wish there's everything I can say, but it's not explainable. But I've stated it. And when some traders will tell you, when you are having challenges in the home, don't get close to the market. Don't even near your system. Many of you, you don't know how true that is. How many of you know that that's true? When you're having heated arguments and conversations, or your children are stressing you, don't near your empty phone. That is it was just waiting for your pin for withdrawals. The moment you just open your system, you have activated the pin. The next thing you see is withdrawals. They will be they will debit you. The market will debit you. Okay, just heated argument, not even argument, just recklessness of you didn't sleep well, you didn't rest well, will reflect in the market. Your decision of the market. It happened to me last, in fact, this January. Okay, the market has treated me. I found good market, but my decision of the market has flogged me, and I found out why. So when I tell you, when you see trading results, trading is one of the best skill you can have. It's the best indicator of life if you are humble to it. All right. So that's why you guys know that you're going to learn a lot. You have to learn a lot. You have to be humble to learning a lot, because this goes more than just learning the candles. Okay. So if you don't do the painful lesson, never approach the market. Yeah, when you're distracted. Just 2 weeks that my nanny left, that I have to be doing Danny. I've had debit a lot in my trading. Simple. I didn't quarrel. I did not misbehave. Just stress of managing the children and the home. Respect women. Before I came out yesterday and I say respect women, you didn't think something inspired me. Respect a woman. Just sharing in a wahala that she goes naturally every day. I cannot sit. They can nurse children and be productive and be efficient and multitask. I couldn't. I don't know how to. I tried it for 2 weeks. I know it affected me. So I need everybody to say big ups to all mothers in the house and they are big ups to respect them. In fact, I'm going to get into the ministry of respecting women, telling you how powerful. I'll tell you what how powerful women are, just what I've experienced in 2 weeks. And you don't want to appreciate them. Okay, yeah. Just do that too. Please do that for me. It will change your life. God bless you all. That is about the blessing I have to share with you guys. If you have any question, you can ask it within the group. If there's something that I can have, I have to jump into another meeting right now. God bless you guys. It's recorded, and just find it serious. Find time, serious time to ask the best question of your life, because this whole call was to intend for you to ask you one question: what are you doing for a living? God bless you guys. Have a beautiful